Hello, Helen. How are you? I'm pretty sure you know who this is, right? Don't be immature and just ignore me. Being a childish snob will get you nowhere.
This is Karen, if I'm not mistaken. You're the one who was having an affair with my husband. That Karen?
Having an affair? Please, don't be so crude. It was nothing like that. And please, would you refrain from that "my husband" crap? He, Randy, loves me way more than you. You have no right to call him my husband. He's gonna dump you soon. He's already getting everything ready to divorce you.
Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. I don't think of that jerk as my husband anymore. Just a slip of the tongue. To be honest, I want to get this guy out of my life as soon as possible, but...
Yeah, money, right? You want compensation, right? Well, it seems Randy's parents will pay every cent to you, so don't worry. The sooner you're out of the picture, the better. They'll probably deposit the amount by tomorrow.
Yes, it seems that way. Well, they never really liked me very much. I guess they'll pay any amount just to get rid of me.
Yep, that seems to be the case. On the other hand, they are head over heels for me. They are super happy that Randy finally found the right girl. They really had it out for you. Dirt poor, unattractive, no fun. They just went on and on about you. What did you do to make them hate you so much?
They just didn't like that fact that Randy brought home a bride. They would act that way with anybody. I would be careful if I were you. They may seem all kind and sympathetic now, but mark my words, they will turn on you on a dime.
Do I sense a bit of jealousy there? Whatever, I was texting you about something else. I really need you to move out as soon as possible. You're getting on my nerves. You already submitted the divorce papers, right? He already dumped you, so why the hell are you still here? No place to go? You guys are not husband and wife anymore. You really shouldn't be living under the same roof.
No, I have not submitted the divorce papers yet. I plan to as soon as I get paid.
So that means the divorce is final by tomorrow? And you'll be out of the house by tomorrow too?
I'll be leaving right away.
Now you're talking. So you'll be out today, huh?
As a matter of fact, you had to text me online, which just delayed my departure even more.
Oh, yeah? I am so sorry that I mustn't hold you up.
So, are we done here? I really want to get the hell out of here. I don't feel comfortable here anyways.
Well, I wouldn't either. I mean, you're not wanted there. It would be uncomfortable for sure. All right then, Miss Loser. See ya. Rest assured, I will make him happy. Something you failed to do.
Hello, Helen, are you there? This is Jane, your Aunt Jane.
Oh, hi Aunt Jane. It's been a while. How you been?
Fine. Is it true that you're getting a divorce? I just got a call from Randy a second ago. This is the first I'm hearing about this. Is this true?
Unfortunately, yes, it's all true. As soon as I receive my compensation for the divorce, I plan to submit the divorce papers to the court. It will probably be sometime tomorrow.
Where are you now? He said you're not living at home anymore.
I checked into the Days Inn by the mall for now. I'll figure out what to do after everything's settled.
I see. I heard that your mother passed away and you no longer have a place to call home anymore.
Yes, that's right. As for my father, he passed away when I was 12, and my grandparents are long gone, so yeah, no place to call home. I have no brothers or sisters either, so I have plenty of time. I'll think long and hard about where to live and what to do. All the stuff I couldn't carry were put into storage by Randy's parents. I'll have them shipped after I get settled.
About a job. What are you going to do? You've been married for half a year, right? You didn't work at all. You were just a housewife.
Well, again, that's something I will have to think about.
Is there any particular field that you want to get into? What skills do you have?
When I was a student, I studied film. I was hoping I could do some film or video editing. It's only been about a year since I stopped doing editing work, so I figure it won't take long to get back into the habit in no time.
Seriously? You're just in luck. My son works at a small firm company, and he could use an experienced film editor. You could do some work for him. What do you say?
Really? Your son works in the film industry?
Yes, they were just looking for an experienced film editor. If you're interested, I could give him a call. You would probably have to work on a contract basis, not a full-time employee. They would probably support you financially for the equipment, like a PC and editing software, stuff like that. Everything is apparently done online. You know, meetings and so forth. So basically, you can work from anywhere you want. You want to meet him and discuss it? You can decide then. What do you say?
Thanks so much. That would be great.
Okay, I'll get in touch with my son and we can set up a meeting. But first, we have to do something about Randy and the others.
What do you mean, do something about? Is there a problem?
Randy's new wife, the one he had an affair with. Well, apparently she's moving into the house now. She came over to update me on the current situation, about the divorce going through and her moving in. Plus, she went on and on about her love affair with Randy. To be honest, I didn't want to even hear about it. I was just talking to my brother, your former stepfather. She says the new girl, Karen, is very pretty, and Randy is raving about her, boasting about how beautiful she is and all. It made me nauseous just listening to him gushing platitudes about her.
Seriously?
I can't forgive them for what they did to you. Could you let me handle the rest? Trust me, I'll make things right.
Okay, but you don't really have to do this for my sake.
It's not that. They just seem to have forgotten what's right and wrong. They need to be taught a lesson. It's not only about you. Don't worry, I won't get you involved in any way. At least, it won't be disadvantageous for you.
Alright, I guess. If you insist, I'll leave it up to you. But please be careful, Aunt Jane.
Helen, are you there? Pick up! I just moved into this house. Why am I being kicked out on the first day here? What the hell is going on? It's not only me that has to get out. It's Randy and his folks too. Who is behind this? Is it you? Did you have something to do with this? What's more, Randy got fired from his job. He's the only one working. Without him, we can't survive.
Yeah, well, I had nothing to do with it. I wonder if it had something to do with, Randy works for the wedding service industry, right? It sure does not look good when one of its staff members cheats on his wife after only a year.
Are you trying to ruin us? Make us homeless?
Karen, calm down for a second. Why are you even contacting me anyway?
You had something to do with this. That's why. You pulled some crap for revenge, didn't you? We will not leave this place. You hear me?
Like I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I had nothing to do with whatever was going on. I don't own that house. I'm a complete stranger now. If the person who owns the place wants you guys out, maybe you should comply. Or there may be legal consequences. The police could get involved.
Huh? What the hell are you blabbering on about? The people of this household have welcomed me with open arms. Unlike you. Why would this family kick me out? That's inconceivable.
Oh, so I see. You haven't heard. That house you're living in, that place is owned by your aunt, Aunt Jane. She owns the property.
Huh? Aunt Jane?
Yes, Aunt Jane. You know, your new stepdad's younger sister. You do know her, right? When Randy's grandfather died about 10 years ago, your stepdad opted to get cash as his inheritance, so Aunt Jane was given the rights to the house and property. The only reason you can all live there is because Aunt Jane is busy with work, and she's constantly flying to Europe and Asia on business. Sometimes she's gone for weeks. She grew up in that house and has a lot of memories for her. She allowed her brother to live there as a way to look after the place temporarily.
Huh? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Really? When I first moved in, Randy explained all this to me in detail. That we would probably have to move out someday, get our own place. Never got that far, though.
Are you for real?
By the sound of it, you apparently thought you could live there forever, never having to pay rent. Too good to be true, huh?
I just arrived today. How am I supposed to know any of this stuff? Anyway, forget all that. I'm the new birdie here. Why the hell do I have to leave on the day I arrive? It doesn't make sense. This is bullying. Yeah, total persecution if you ask me.
Well, if you had any common sense, it wouldn't be very hard to understand. That goes for Randy and his folks, too. I mean, the son cheats on his wife, brings this girl home, and the parents, rather than scold their son, welcomes her in with open arms and kicks me out. Then invites this woman to their home the next day, dumping me by the side of the road. Who does that? I feel for Aunt Jane. She grew up in that house and she loves the place. To have you folks throwing dirt on her memories, she probably couldn't look the other way and kick you guys out. At least that's what I think. I know Aunt Jane pretty well. She really abhors stuff like this, like cheating on a spouse.
I don't know anything about that. I wasn't trying to take over the house or anything. I have nowhere else to live.
Maybe you guys should just move out and rent or buy a place of your own.
Yeah, that's what I suggested, but Randy and his folks just went silent and had nothing to say. I already terminated my lease agreement with the apartment I was living in, and my folks got divorced years ago, and they both live with their new families. I hardly ever see them anymore.
Yeah. When I first got married, they used up all my savings without my permission. I remember I had like $50,000. They used it all up in no time. But surprisingly, they deposited that entire amount yesterday. Maybe that's why they can't get a new place.
Huh? Are you serious? $50,000?
They really must be hard on cash now, huh?
I never realized that this family was so poor.
Yeah, they like to live the good life, that's for sure. I always worried about their speed thrift ways. The house certainly looks very nice. You know why that is? Well, Aunt Jane put a lot of money into renovating it little by little. Like I said, she has fond memories of the place. Besides, she plans to live there when she retires. Well, that's about all I know.
Are you serious?
I was just like you when I married. I had no idea of the situation until Aunt Jane explained everything to me. When they demanded that they confiscate my entire savings, I was flabbergasted. But luckily, I had a lawyer friend threaten legal action if they didn't reimburse the money they stole. They immediately complied. Smart move in my opinion.
This is not happening to me!
Well, as for me, I got my money back plus compensation from Randy, so I'm good to go.
Hold on a sec. How the hell did they come up with $50,000 plus your compensation in a day? Did they have that much money stashed away?
I don't know anything about where they got the money. I got what I wanted. That's good enough for me. You should ask your father-in-law about that. Okay, I better get going.
Please, Helen, you can't just leaving hanging here.
Sorry, I have a job interview coming up. See ya, and good luck. Aunt Jane later told me that she gave to them 2 months to vacate the premise. She said she plans to rent out the place after that. 2 months had passed since I last talked to them. About that, $50,000 plus that Randy's folks paid me, that apparently came from Karen's savings, at least part of it. Well, it seems they're confiscating her savings like they did mine. I hope she gets it back someday, but doesn't look likely. The rest of the money, I was told, they borrowed. Because they lost a place to live, now heavily in debt, they went out looking for some sort of live-in job. They eventually found a position at some sort of fishing resort up north. The pay is awful, but at least they have a roof over their heads. I heard that they were working their asses off to pay back their debt. It can get pretty cold up north in winter. But it is a fishing resort. At least they won't starve.
Hey sis, are you there? Pick up, would you? I got some super good news for you. You're really gonna envy me about this. You can bet on it. You gotta hear this. Pick up, sis.
Is this Elaine? I haven't heard from you for, I guess it must be like 5 years, right? What's the super news you want me to hear?
Hold on to your bitches. I'm getting married.
Huh? You, my little sister, getting married?
Not only is he very rich, but owns some huge estate. He's working at this small corporation right now, a regular employee, but down the line, he's going to take over his father's company. He'll be the CEO. Can you believe it? You know what that means, right? Yep, landed me a rich and successful guy. I hit the jackpot. I bet you're seething with envy right about now. You always thought I couldn't keep a guy for long. Remember that? You always used to say that. That I was picking and choosing, and what do you know? I found the perfect guy. Looks like you're the loser now, huh? Didn't you get married some years back, Amy? And you're still working. You both have to work to make ends meet, I see. You really picked a loser for a husband. Can't properly provide for his wife. I'm not going to make that mistake.
I'm working because I want to. I could quit anytime I want. It's not about that.
Yeah, excuses. You've always been too stuffy. Miss Goody Two Shoes. LOL. That's why you'll forever be poor, unlike me. LOL. So sorry to live the good life.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, congratulations. And I would appreciate it if you would quit chiding my husband. He's been a great partner.
Yeah.
I really don't care what your values are or what reasoning is for picking a husband, but I'm sure you know what choosing someone merely for money will get you nowhere. Actually, it would just build animosity over time. I really don't have to tell you. You're a grown woman. If you want to make this kind of relationship last, you better learn to keep your mouth shut about certain things. I know it's hard to keep up this outward appearance, but if you want the marriage to last, if you don't maintain this facade, someday you'll regret it.
Oh my god, now I know you're super envious. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, well, I figured you'd say that. At least I tried. So, is that all you wanted? Anything else?
Huh? What do you mean?
Why'd you text me? Any specific reason other than that you're getting married? If that's all, I really have to get back to work. I'm meeting my husband for dinner tonight. I don't want to be late.
I'm not finished yet.
Seriously? What is it?
We're going to hold a wedding. I'll send you an invitation once it's all been scheduled, okay?
Do I really have to attend?
Of course! You're my sister, for God's sake. Why wouldn't I invite you? Anyway, I'll send it to you once it's a go, so see ya!
Hey, Elaine, can we talk for a second?
Hello, Amy. What's up? Something wrong?
I just arrived at the wedding hall. I'm standing here at the reception desk. That invitation you sent me, the girl at the reception desk said it's a different design and that my name is nowhere on the invitation list. What's going on? I took the day off to come here today. You better have a good reason for this.
Oh no, you actually came?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, well, you weren't that enthusiastic about coming to the wedding, so I sent you a fake invitation. But you're here, so does that mean in reality you wanted to attend? Is that it? Yeah, well, I don't blame you for wanting to come, but I thought you'd just toss the invitation in the trash, so... My fiancé's friends are all real successful people, rich, prestigious families. Bet you wanted to mingle with them, LOL. But it wouldn't really look great if my sister is seen trying to snare some eligible guy during the reception. Just wouldn't look good. So, sorry, but there's no place for you here.
Hello? Haven't you forgotten something? I'm married, for God's sake. Why would I be looking for an eligible guy? Leaving that aside for now, why would you even do such an awful thing to your sister on your own wedding day?
I just wanted to teach you a lesson, that's all. However, if you pay us $10,000 for the privilege of attending the wedding, well, I could prepare a seat for you, but there's no way you can come up with that much cash.
$10,000? Are you out of your mind? I'm not gonna pay that. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Go right ahead. Losers aren't welcome here. Good riddance. See you around. Maybe I'll see you at the homeless camp under the overpass one of these days. Amy, answer me! How could you? Why didn't you tell me? If I knew from the start, I would have invited you. No problem. So why? Come on, sis. Please, pick up. I'm sorry.
What do you want? Aren't you right in the middle of your wedding about now? What's up?
Don't act all innocent. You knew that this wedding was called off, and you said nothing. How could you?
Huh? Seriously? I was wondering if there was a possibility that this might happen, but I guess it happened.
Why didn't you tell me sooner? How could you hide such an important fact from me? You never told me you knew my fiancé. Dennis, why the hell do you even know him? But what's more, the company that Dennis is doing business with, the CEO of that company, you're this guy's wife? When the hell did this happen? That company is Dennis's top client. This is the first I'm hearing about this. And you said $10,000 was too much for you? Yeah, right. Like the wife of a company CEO? And a major corporation at that? That's chump change for a guy like that. Why the hell are you this guy's wife anyway? It doesn't make sense. You're supposed to be poor, for God's sake. You're super rich.
Oh, about that. Yeah, I have the money, but not for you.
Huh?
Anyway, there was really no reason for me to announce that I'm the wife of some CEO. What's the difference anyway? I don't know Dennis personally. I met him a few times at a couple receptions that I attended with my husband, but that's about it. I just happened to run into your fiancé as I was leaving. He recognized me right away. I was not sure who it was. I knew the name, but didn't put two and two together. That's when I found out that you had canceled my invitation due to me being sick or something, and I was taken off the invitation list.
Huh? Dennis? He came up and talked to you?
Yes, I was quarreling with the receptionist when he spotted me. He asked me what the problem was, and I simply explained the fact, that's all.
What? Are you for real? So you just blabbed about all of it? Is that it?
That's a strange way to put it. I didn't blab about anything. Besides, I can't lie to a major client. And we know each other through business. If I lie, it would eventually get out anyway. Actually, it would make things way more awkward.
Well, because of that, he annulled our engagement on the spot. You do realize that. My jackpot, my lease to a celeb life, gone in a second. What are you going to do about it? It's all your fault, Amy. I want you to take responsibility of this.
I did nothing wrong. I'm the victim here. I was the one who was scammed into attending the wedding, for which you canceled at the last minute. You knew what you were doing from the get-go.
It's your fault. No if or buts about it. I don't want to hear it. You never wanted me to be happy. You're so cruel. I want you to take full responsibility. I want your husband, divorce him, and have him marry me. He's way richer than the guy I was going to marry. This would be a way to get back at him. I'll show him. I'm willing to let all of this pass if you divorce your husband and you talk to him into marrying me.
Hold it a second. What exactly do I have to take responsibility for? I don't get it.
You blabbed about me. You have to take responsibility for ruining my wedding. You give me your husband and I sweep this all under the rug. It's a win-win for all.
That's the most irrational thing I have ever heard.
Huh? It's not irrational at all.
I must admit, you are pretty, but your brain certainly isn't working right. Maybe you should see a psychiatrist?
Are you insinuating that I'm deranged or something?
All responsibility lies with you, Elaine, and only you.
No way. It's all your fault.
Okay then, let me ask you this. Do you know why Dennis annulled the engagement? Do you even know?
Huh?
Well, that's because you... What did I do?
Huh? Well, you...
Yeah, I figured. What I really want to say is, figure it out for yourself, but it wouldn't seem right to cause additional discomfort to Dennis and his family, so I'll do my best I can to enlighten you. He was upset that you purposely invited me to the wedding, but then at the last minute revoked that invitation. You're snickering with satisfaction as I was leaving. The way you degrade someone who works despite being married as being poor. But what's more, it was your attitude toward him. Your only concern was with his money and his status in life. That's the only thing you saw in him. He finally saw through that. He couldn't go live the rest of his life with someone so despicable, so lacking in moral values.
Huh? Everyone knows that being rich is way better than being poor.
See? That's what I mean.
Huh? I can't understand you, sis. Always the straight arrow. This is the real world.
Dennis is a good person. He finally saw your true intentions. He was completely turned off by you. It's like you pulled off your mask and revealed your true self. He couldn't bear to even being in your presence after that. I really don't blame him. That's why I haven't seen or cared to the last 5 years. Actually, I thought I would never see you again.
I have no idea what you're talking about, and Dennis can just shove it. I can find a way better guy.
Well, maybe someday you'll come to your senses. Just think all about what I told you and reflect on it. I suggest you hold off on marrying until you truly come to grips with your perspective on life. If you don't, you won't get very far.
Don't lecture me about life. Elaine, are you there? This is an emergency. I need $100,000 right now. Please have it ready for me ASAP.
Huh? $100,000? Are you crazy?
I need it within the week. Get it ready for me, you got it?
Like I said, are you crazy? How can I get that kind of money ready?
Come on, Emmy, you're the wife of a CEO. $100,000 is nothing for a guy like that. He's probably worth millions. If you don't do as I say, I'm gonna spread rumors about you, that you're a cheapskate.
What's the money for anyway?
I got a call demanding that I pay for the whole wedding that was cancelled. They said it was my fault that this happened and that I would have to cover the entire cost. I can't pay such a fortune. And I was also seeing this other guy, and I guess they found out about him.
Another guy? Seriously?
So I have to pay the cost for the wedding and for cheating on him.
Man, I thought what you did to me was bad enough, but wow.
I couldn't help myself. They were so cool and handsome.
Huh?
I would have married one of those guys, but they were, had no money.
Wait a sec. Did you just say they? You were fooling around with more than one guy?
It was 3 guys. What can I say?
3, huh? Hard to believe you were actually going to get married. Dennis was lucky he got out in time.
But I couldn't very well just dump them all just because I was getting married.
No wonder I left home at such a young age. The best decision of my life. Mom and Dad spoiled you rotten but left me on my own. I promised myself I would never be like them. And when I got old enough, I left home. I moved in with my aunt. You remember Aunt Jenny. She treated me like her own daughter, and I will be grateful to her forever. I went to school from her place and moved out after graduating from college. Like I said, it was the best decision of my life. I don't want to even think what would have happened if I stayed.
Sis, about that 100,000?
You're going to have to work that out yourself. I have no intention of giving you a dime.
I can't do this on my own.
Well, there is nothing I can or will do. Sorry.
How can you be so cruel, sis?
Get your act together, for God's sake. You're already 26 years old, for crying out loud. It's your responsibility. Face up to what you did. No more running away, Elaine.
I can't, please. Help me out.
See you, Amy. Nice knowing you. My parents were trying to ignore this whole thing, but as a matter of fact, they decided to move out soon after leaving Amy holding the bag. But I heard they ran into some kind of trouble after moving into their new home and ended up getting sued. As a result, they got divorced, and I hear they're both working to pay off the debt they've accumulated. As for my little sister Amy, she finally realized she could not rely on others anymore and started working as a hostess at a bar downtown. With her good looks and sweet talking ways, she was a natural. And she thought it was the easiest way to make money quickly. But things didn't go well with the other girls. Some kind of trouble with a guest, I can only imagine, and she was eventually forced out. So now she's working various part-time jobs to make ends meet. Maybe she'll wise up one of these days and make something of her life, or maybe she'll finally find the right guy.